Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. Guys, we are getting closer and closer to 2024. And that's why Bert and I were bringing three stocks to watch heading into that new year. And the main focus here, guys, a little bit different here. We're focused on some of the growth, the dividend growth side of the equation here. So they may not be your highest yielding stocks, but they definitely have shown history of growing dividends consistently and at a high rate. And I own all three stock positions. Should I keep buying them? That's the question.
We're going to take a different turn with a trifecta, you betcha, this week. This isn't a Vanguard one. This is a Lanny 3-stock trifecta, you betcha, baby! But before you do, smash that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Hopefully you guys kind of liked my half a Dickie V impersonation right there. I'll have to do a better one next time. It was impulse, so my apologies to all the big Dickie V fans out there. We're talking dividend stocks. All right, so let's jump right in here, Lanny. We're talking three stocks, three companies. We're going to run them through our stock screener, and we're just going to talk about these companies. It's going to be a blast. Can't wait.
Yeah, we're going to talk about them, guys. They're higher dividend growth stocks. You're probably familiar with all three, even though one of the names you may not be as familiar with. Bert, I know you own one of the three stocks. I don't know if do you even play in the third industry here?
Not really. No, I don't. I own one of these three. You're
Which
right.
is interesting considering where your wife works.
That is true.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
Hmm.
Well, guys,
Let's get to
if
the analysis,
yeah, let's go.
baby.
Let's go. Let's go. Get your drinks ready, guys, because we're celebrating here with three growth stocks higher on the dividend growth. Yields don't even touch 2.5% here. So if you're looking for high dividend yield stocks, that is not this video. This is high dividend growth stocks with an emphasis on the consistency part of it. Again, the three stock metrics: PE ratio less than the S&P 500, dividend payout ratio less than 60%, and a history of growing dividends. Then we'll look at the yield. Bert, let's rip it right here, guys. We're going to talk about Starbucks, eBay, and Elevance Health, formerly known as Anthem. And yes, I own all three of them.
All right, let's talk through Starbucks here. Let's run them through the screener. Prices as of December 28th. Starbucks share price $95.93. Forward earnings $3.75. That's a PE ratio of 25.58.
Yeah, which is right at the S&P 500 on the PE ratio. So not sure there's any undervaluation right now with Starbucks based on that metric. You kind of wanted them to be in the lower 20s or upper teens, right, Bert?
Oh, I would love if Starbucks hit that value.
Yeah,
Be,
dang it.
I know. That would be a
Even
great.
even though, Bert, the stock is down almost 5% this year. They're down since December of last year as well. Um, but hey, the dividend payout ratio right now is actually at the top part of our end, paying $2.28 annually. It's currently at 60.8% or 61% rounded.
Interesting.
Hmm.
So let's look at that dividend growth. 5-year average 9.60%, years increasing 13 plus. So they've been strong dividend growers, and they're on halfway to becoming a dividend aristocrat, a company that's increased its dividend for 25 plus years.
Yeah, and going through the last 5 years, and we might even show it here on the chart, they've had a declining dividend growth rate. Now it hasn't gone from like 15 to 10, 5 to 2. But, back in 2019, the growth was about 14%. And then fast forward to 2023, this recent year, it looks like it was about 7.55% on the dividend growth rate. Somebody could fact check me there as well. So they've had a slow declining about a percent to a couple percent every year. So given that they're at the higher part of the payout ratio, I'd like to see consistency within this. So I'm probably assuming that they'll be able to continue a 6 to 8% growth rate right now.
It's going to all come down to how much can they grow earnings. If their earnings growth has slowed down, and that's kind of what you're seeing and what's been driving the declines in the stock price. If your payout ratio is at 60% and you have a slowdown in earnings, can't really spend much time increasing the dividend either. You you can't increase it 15 to 20% and earnings are only growing at 5% in the long run. That's not sustainable.
Well, you can, but you'll just do one of these.
Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, was it worth the squeeze, guys?
Yeah.
The 5-year dividend yield average 1.85%. So you're getting over 50 basis point premium to that. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Starbucks.
So let's go through into number 2, Lanny. Let's check out eBay. Ticker symbol eBay. EBAY.
Shipped out, sold and shipped out 3 games today, guys, on eBay. So I use the platform. Bert uses the
Yeah.
platform. You know, a lot of my family members and friends use the platform to buy and sell online.
Yep. Let them know.
eBay. eBay.
Let's talk through it. Let's look at some metrics here for eBay. Because we're going in a completely different sector here from Starbucks. You might sell some of your Starbucks mugs.
Yeah, you probably do. Those holiday,
Yeah.
Bert, you're good point. If you guys own Starbucks, you know, kind of like festive mugs or containers from Starbucks when they come out, kind of like the collection pieces,
Yeah.
sell them on eBay. You can make a
Yeah.
pretty penny.
Or your city mug that you have that you once bought on a trip, say the handle breaks and you want another one, go to eBay, check it out, see if you can find that one. For all those people that are missing those Cleveland Starbucks coffee mugs, eBay's probably got them. Or let us know. We'll do a finder fee and we'll send one over to you. Kidding. All right. All right. So let's look at the metrics. Their close price is 43.47. Forward earnings per share is 392. That's a PE ratio of 11.09. Tell us about that payout ratio, Lanny.
Pretty low. You know, they pay 25 cents right now per share per quarter. So $1 per year. Based on that, they're about 25.5% on the payout ratio. So where I like it, obviously they use a lot of that cash and earnings to reinvest back into the business with all the new products, services that eBay offers, the authenticity guarantee, the PSA relationship that they have. They have a lot of collectible relationships. I think the Funko relationship they also have. There's sneakers and all of that they kind of keep putting out there to try to make their platform easier and better for the resale market.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Let's talk about that dividend growth here with eBay, right, Lanny? Let's talk dividend growth.
Ooh, let's do the D. Yeah, this video is about DGR, so let's talk.
Yeah, they only increased it for 4 years, but they have strong dividend growth. It's been 15.66% over the last 5 years.
Yeah, you got to like that because they just started paying a dividend back in 2019. So they've increased it every year since. You know, it's ranged from 12.5% to 22%. This past year was 13.64%. Yeah, a pretty good dividend increase in my opinion.
That sounds like it, especially when you combine that with their yield of 2.30%. It's fantastic. It's fantastical.
Yeah, the beauty about eBay, you know, it's if they see some volume trends that aren't in their favor, aka if it's stagnant or slightly can fall, eBay can always say, hey, instead of 13.5-ish% fee, we can make it 14% on you. And you know, obviously, yeah, they control kind of what they want to earn.
Yeah.
And obviously within competitive markets, you know, you got Amazon, Mercari, and obviously the free spaces such as Facebook, but
their inventory light as well. They don't have inventory. So what's their cost? Technology expense, people, transaction fees, like what they have to pay their vendors to complete a transaction. Yeah,
nice.
that's it. It's nice light balance sheet. That's what we like to see here.
How about that yield?
2.30. So yeah, not bad with the growth. So that's eBay, everybody. That is the second company we talked about. Starbucks is number 1, eBay number 2. Lanny, tell us about number 3.
All right, so Elevance Health, formerly known as Anthem, and you know, if you're an employee or you have your own business, there's a chance that you may have come across Anthem insurance policies and premiums. That all is through now an entity called Elevance Health. Ticker symbol is ELV. Trading at $468.67. Very interesting industry. Obviously, you know, they're going to capture business, right? And premiums usually go up every single year. So just keep that in mind.
You don't say.
Yeah. Yeah, but the price to earnings, guys, analysts are expecting $37.09. So the PE actually right now is only 12.64. Very low, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say that's a very low, even though the stock price is high, the earnings are there. So the PE ratio is very, very low. Their annual dividend's $5.92. So that gives you a payout ratio of 15.96%. Yeah.
What's higher, the payout ratio or the dividend growth rate?
Well, looks like let's go find out here. That's what we got to find out, Lanny. All right, their 5-year dividend growth rate is 14.65%. So barely below that payout ratio.
Which is
Barely.
a good sign because Bert, with a low payout ratio and a higher growth rate, the question that's easy to answer, can they keep it up?
Well, they have the tools to do it. They have,
They
and as,
got they got the earnings.
and as you said, with the way premiums are rising and the way the top line's rising, there is zero reason why they can't keep up a mid-teens to low 20s annual dividend increase right now.
Elements. If your investor relations and finance team are watching, please keep that up.
Yeah,
For the love
please
of
do.
God.
So let's look at the yield. Their yield is 1.26%. So a little bit below the S&P 500, but they more than make up for it with that dividend growth.
Yeah, again, that's why it's on the list. Yeah, year to date down almost 7%, down about 8.5 since end of December last year. 5-year average dividend yield 1.08%. So you're actually getting about 18 basis point premium to the yield, which is pretty significant on a lower yielding stock.
Yeah.
So Bert, Starbucks, eBay, Elevens, we're gonna put them up here on the screen. I own all three. You own Starbucks. Out of the three, are any of them catching your eye? Anything that you want to jump into or just kind of keep an eye on?
I think it's all worth watching for me. I like Starbucks.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, Starbucks, but is there room for it to run down? Sure. I would be more inclined for Starbucks if we're closer to say like 88 to 90 range. I think that'd be where I'd really start elevating Starbucks high to my watch list. Right now, they're just sitting on there. And quite frankly, there's no reason why I shouldn't consider the other two companies, at least have them on the watch list to evaluate. What are you thinking, Lanny?
Yeah, so kind of similar boat, like 80. Yeah, anytime you can see Starbucks rise over that 2.5%, gosh, percent yield, which is 90 or under, catches my eye. eBay, um, eBay. I own
eBay,
eBay. I don't own
eBay.
I don't own a lot, so I'd like to kind of do a heavy, purchase on, within them. Obviously, they're trading fair right now. And will I see them at 40? Probably not. That's a pretty substantial decrease, about
I mean, that'd be
10%.
fantastic. If we saw
Yeah,
eBay at 40, that'd be a great price.
they were earlier this year, and I know I grabbed a little bit, but not enough, right? It's never
Yeah.
enough.
It's
But yeah,
never
if
enough.
they drop to 42 or below, I'd scoop up another couple
Yeah,
shares.
I dig it.
Um, Elevens, I think I buy them almost anytime they drop below like 450. I'm like hawking them. So
Love it. So they're not
those
too
are kind of
far
my
off your
price
buy zone.
points.
Like they're
No,
not far off at all, Lanny. So you can
no.
easily see a scenario where we do a purchase video in a week and you're like, hey, I just scooped up one of each because it was close enough to where I wanted it.
What we need though is the market to slow down, cool down for us dividend investors, please.
Yeah. And guys, let us know what you think about these three companies. What companies make up your watch list if you're not watching these three? If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Anything else we're missing?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Wolf of Wall Street, my kind of pixie ducks. See, as if you're either with us or you're against us, Jack. That was Bert, the Hurt, and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.